right, Jennifer. Here
All
we
right,
are.
Elizabeth. We have our tea.
Yes. You're having some... It's an autumn spiced tea today.
It smells delicious. Well, we hope you got your cup of tea. Welcome to Picture Shows and Petticoats.
It's our first episode of...
We waited a year. Yes.
A whole year.
Whole year.
I honestly didn't know if I would be sitting here with you.
Oh, because we were that upset.
I was very, very upset. And if you don't know what we're talking about, well, first of all, you need to go back and watch all the other ones before you watch this, but definitely see the end of season 3 whenever we burn something in effigy.
Yes. We've calmed down just a little bit.
Enough that we were able to survive the first episode. So.
And turn our TVs on and make sure that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
We were good girls.
Mm-hmm. I have passion tea. It's purple. I thought it was appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
And I wore sort of the Lady Mary theme today.
Black.
Which I'm sure will.
But you have kind of a lavender on underneath. It's a very pale.
I'm moving
purple.
to the mauves. The mauves.
So,
speaking of Lady Mary.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know where I want to start with that, but basically that I wasn't really impressed with. I'm back to, I've struggled with Mary.
It's like she's season 1 Mary.
It's season 1 Mary.
What happened?
She doesn't. What was it she said about Matthew brought out the softness in her, and he really did, because the Mary we have now, I'm not.
So now she doesn't have to be a nice person because he's dead. Wrong.
I guess so.
Wrong.
Oh,
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I have ever seen her behave so selfishly and spoiled. I know she's hurting, and I can sympathize with that.
right.
But I was like, the way she talked to Carson, the way she threw her napkin down and stormed off at the dinner table.
I know they were trying to depict grief and what that does to someone, but
we didn't really get to see her grief and her growth. So it's like we've sort of been dumped in 6 months into the process, and we're like, what? And 6 months is not a magic number. It's not like okay, so I'm over somebody now. They're dead. I'm okay. It's not like that. So, but with her, we don't really know, because her character grew so much, what all she's been through, because we weren't there.
right. I don't know, and part of me, I think I'm a little glad that they didn't expose us to whatever the horrific, whatever transpired whenever she found out that Matthew was, I can't even imagine.
Right.
What all of that looked like.
Do you think that she would have been the first person to know? Because wouldn't the
no. Yeah,
the truck guy would have had to go to the hospital.
I bet the news would have swept from downstairs up.
So you think the Abbey
through
would
the
have
front door?
Gone to the Abbey first?
Yeah, through the front door with Carson. I would bet my money that Carson was the first person. So does he answer the door? I can't remember who answers the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carson would have known then.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's painful.
it's really bad. Ouch. So I know that that's what the writers are trying to do, but then to jump so quickly and we're jumping ahead here, but to see her sitting at the table having a discussion with the tenants, and just all of a sudden, I know that there was a heart-to-heart about that, and, her realizing that she had some responsibilities and that Matthew wouldn't want her to just sit there and mope and not do anything, but...
That's actually a really great thing about this series, that it just kind of made me think of how much it relates to real life. Mm-hmm. About, when you have something terrible and traumatic happen to you, and you have to figure out, I have to get up tomorrow morning. I have to go and get my baby out of the crib and make sure he eats and change his diaper. I have to go to work tomorrow morning. I have people who are depending on me, things that I'm responsible for. And Downton Abbey kind of makes me think about those things. It's like, I think that was probably one of the worst parts about life the aristocracy had, is they were so far removed from everyday life and responsibilities. How do you reconnect to the world when you don't have those expectations put on you? If you only have to see George an hour a day, why should you get up out of bed?
Okay, can we talk about the fact that his name is George too? Like,
This had to happen.
I know. Well, of course it did. Did I realize that whenever Prince George was born? Did we know at the beginning? I mean, at the end of last season?
I don't think so.
I couldn't remember if we knew what his name was. So yeah, it's got the same name as little Prince George. So I don't know. I had to say that. But jumping all over the place. Only seeing him, a certain amount of time each day, and of course, so she wasn't really made to. I mean, and her dad, he's enabling her so much. You need to rest. You just need to go lie down, and no one needs to bother Mary with any of this. Oh my goodness, I understand that people didn't have a very good, knowledge about how grief was handled. Or the best way to handle it. And
the promises, honestly, the promises that Lord Grantham made to Matthew to agree to get on board,
It's like done.
He felt no obligation whatsoever to Sybil or to Mary, and no. I almost was like, okay, so did I read the information wrong on this program? Are we in season 1 or season 4? I'm confused.
In a lot of ways, it is like it's completely started over.
But maybe that's what they felt like they had to do after Matthew left the show.
Probably. And it could refresh it enough that it is better, even though I've read some stuff from people who have already seen all the way through this season, who have shared some of my opinions about season 1 was definitely the best, I think, as far as story and everything. And it's kind of moved from there, and I don't think it's as good now, but so I'm a little worried that it may just go off the rails. It may already be off the rails, and I do want to just say that my overall impression, opinion of this episode was I wasn't blown away. Really.
I was thinking that the last 2 seasons, the first episodes kind of left me feeling that way, but it has improved as the season's gone on, so I don't know. I'm not listening to any spoilers, so if you're in the UK, don't be sending me any messages about what happens. I don't want to know. It'll be our little secret. Don't tell. Your little secret. Don't tell me. But since we're talking about Matthew, I thought maybe we should just go ahead and talk about, since we're not burning things anymore.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not stabbing little voodoo dolls or getting upset about what happened. We've slept since last year. We're putting that away. But I thought maybe, do we still think now that this is the right thing to do, to just totally kill him off, or should they have replaced the actor, or should they have said, "Here, Dan, we're going to offer you $3 million more"? I don't know.
I wonder. I think that whatever they had done, everyone would have maybe not everyone, but a certain group maybe would not have been happy.
Right.
No matter what they did.
Right.
So, do I think that killing him off was probably the best thing? I don't know. What were they going to do with those characters?
I don't know.
I don't know where the drama was going to come from. Clearly, they brought in Cousin Rose to be, crazy Sybil. She's going to get involved with someone that, whether or not it's the guy that she met at the dance, or what looks like is going to be a black butler who comes in, who, I was supposed to say African American, but there is no reason to call him African American. He's not American. Is he? No?
British.
So, and it looks like they're gonna, what I've seen, just flashes and preview of the season, she's dancing with him, which I can imagine is probably something pretty dramatic, but I totally lost my train of thought when I was talking about. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they should have killed Matthew or maybe a new guy. They do that.
Well,
people do that.
I was having a conversation on Twitter when the episode was playing, or right after, with a very nice person who's nice enough to talk to me. And I'm an 80s kid. I was raised on 80s TV and soap operas and Dallas, and that, to me, that's what this is. It's my grown up, way better, Dallas. And so what they always did back in the 80s was they just replaced the character.
The character of so-and-so is now portrayed by this person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you hated them, of course, because they were never as good as the first one. But then he would leave the show, and another one would come on.
And it's just how things...
Or they would come back. It was just how it worked. So I just was like, maybe it's because we're American, and maybe it's because of my age, and I was sort of raised with that expectation. But I love the story so much. I love the character so much. I loved that Mary had changed and grown so much because of that. And I know she'll continue to do that, but for my own personal selfish sake, I wish they had just replaced him. But they didn't, so I have to learn to live with that. Just pour myself another cup of tea, do another Pictures and Petticoats, burn another effigy, whatever it is I have to do to cope with that. I'm Mary. I'm in mourning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we skipped over it. Very first thing we see, which I wasn't sure what we were seeing when we were seeing it.
I know.
I didn't expect them to even... I like that they did it this way. Getting rid of O'Brien, that is. Because I was expecting them, whenever I heard she wasn't coming back, to just say she left over whatever period of time this is. So no, she was there through this entire... the death of Matthew, the morning and everything, and suddenly gets up and leaves early one morning. And because they worked it in there, and I haven't heard anything else, and probably all these people who are from overseas are watching this and going, she doesn't know what's going to happen. But whatever, yes, I don't know what's going to happen yet. Will she come back? I mean, why work it in quite so heavy if there's not going to be any more payoff with it?
They left the door open. I like that. They left the door open. Never mind. I'm not going back there. I'll be good.
I thought about it over and over again because I don't know how they would have done it even. Like, somebody said, well, they could have had a move. Yeah, but then they're going to have Mary move. Or, that wouldn't have worked at all.
Right. Yeah. I did like how they started it. I mean, we didn't get to see Matthew and Mary's wedding. We didn't get to see Matthew's funeral, which I felt it was a bad thing because it didn't let us grieve for the character. It didn't let us sort of work through our own personal fan issues. But what I did like about was how delicately they did that with the tombstone. Mm-hmm. That really just the two workers working on the tombstone told the story of the funeral and the death and the loss. So I thought that was really beautiful. Mm. And Granny.
Oh, Granny.
6 months to make the grave settled. She did not want to hear that. That was too much information for her, I think.
I love her. And she loves Mary, and she told her that.
That was hard for
her. And I'm going to get,
say.
misty, because it was, I don't know. Because you see that woman, and look at me, I am. And it was hard for her to say that she loved Mary, and you could tell whenever she said that wasn't something that Mary had heard probably much from anybody.
She closed the door so nobody else would hear it. That's a great actress. She played that part so well.
Well, and there was one of her one-liners, though, that was delivered this episode that I thought was really strange. Was it at the end? I can't remember which one it was, but if I go back, I'll catch it. Let's see what it was. I felt like it was supposed to be a little bit more comedic, and I think it was at the end. Anyway, goodness, we have a lot of things to hit still. Alfred loves Ivy. Like a lot. Poor Alfred. I like him. He's sweet.
Cracked me up that he didn't know anything about O'Brien leaving, and
oh yeah,
he's kind of taking the heat. Yep.
Oh.
Poor down Ivy though. I don't know what is going on with Jimmy. Taking her out to get her drunk and just being that stupid and being like, well, I don't know what happened to her. You got her drunk. What a guy.
Yeah. I don't know about Jimmy either.
First footman Jimmy. He's lost his mind.
And poor Alfred can't tell her. She likes Jimmy. I don't know if it'll work. Probably not.
He needs to get a love interest.
Yeah.
He needs to do something with himself.
I want something good for Daisy, though.
Not just good things are gonna happen for her. Hopefully, but we haven't heard what's happened on the farm in these 6 months. You know, because has she decided? Did she decide she was gonna accept, or?
Oh, I forgot what? I forgot.
Because
yeah, I should have watched.
William's father, told her that he wanted her to inherit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they haven't said anything. But she's smart enough to know, like, when she gets the Valentine, and Mrs. Patmore tells her it's from her. What is it she said? I wrote it down.
I'm glad she didn't flip out.
I may not have a follower, but at least I have a friend.
Aww. Love Daisy. She's so sweet.
Mr. Mosley.
Oh, yeah, I'd kind of forgotten about him.
Of all the people that had to fall on hard times, I mean, he's so unprepared for that kind of thing.
Yeah. He really is. Like, I thought he was going to kill himself. I was prepared for that.
He's too big of a man to do that.
Okay.
I do. He's got that stiff upper lip, that British thing.
Well, his dad looks so young. Like, I mean, not young. His dad doesn't look young. I mean, this man, his dad does not look old enough to be in.
Mosley's not aging well. But his dad is.
Yeah. I like his dad too. And good grief, the Dowager's, whatever he is, her butler, the guy. Oh my goodness, he was awful.
I didn't understand why nobody ever heard the truth. And was that acceptable for him to be that? It was like, to me, it was like, is there some sort of a, do they not talk about this? Or
what, like how he behaved and why he made those things happen?
Right, he's got third-degree burns on his hands and he's just standing there serving.
I know. I think that from what we've seen downstairs at Downton Abbey is that they go to, great lengths to not let anyone upstairs know about any of the drama that goes on downstairs, because it's one of those things, like when you gets into the principal's office and you're involved in a fight, but the other person punched you first and you were just defending yourself. It doesn't matter. You're both getting suspended. I used to work at a school. So they would have both been in trouble. But that man is crazy. And I love him. And I hope I see more of him.
That was funny.
He seems like, the look in his eyes, he's like a psychopath. Not quite that bad. But he takes his job very seriously and doesn't want anyone to steal it from him.
Crazy. That's so crazy. And I also felt like poor Mosley, because he was so humbled. I mean, if you remember, he had a crush on Anna before, and Anna's the one that sees him working in a road crew.
Mm-hmm.
And how absolutely humbling that must have been for him, and then Anna goes back to the Abbey, and she's like in tears with Mr. Bates over it. And then it's Bates to the rescue.
Okay, can we talk about that? I have missed them so much. And I hope we get more of them. I hope we get
Team Bates.
Because I feel like last season his jail season?
He got out.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I feel like we've not had as much of him because there was so much more in the first. It was really, it kind of surrounded him more.
Right.
And I would like to see more of that because really Anna and Bates are my favorite.
Oh yeah, the dynamic duo. They were awesome. But I was so impressed by how much he loved her, that what he did for Mosley, he was doing for Anna.
Yeah.
And how I made a list of all the things that he had to do. First, he had to go on his own steam to the Dowager and ask for money. I mean, that is not my idea of a good day, but he decided to do that. Smart guy. Then he went and he got Mosley's signature on the card for Gwen, which, yay! I miss Gwen. Can she come back?
I loved Gwen.
Gwen.
She can't come back, though, because she's married and she's a secretary.
That's okay.
And probably isn't a secretary now that she's married.
That's okay. We can figure something out for her.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll figure something out for her. And then, so he got Mosley's signature, and then he went and practiced it. And I was like, what is he doing? And he was working off that little note, and then he arranged for Mosley to come to tea or to dinner that night, and then in front of everybody, he presented it to him. And he didn't let Anna in on it. I thought that was fun, but all because he loved Anna. That was so sweet. But, okay, so as far as Mosley goes, I'm going back to Mosley here.
Okay.
I'm also going to go into Isabel.
Okay.
Because my concern is that Mrs. Hughes has gotten Isabel back into the game the way Granny's trying to get Mary back into the game.
Okay.
So, Mrs. Hughes goes to Isabel, and she says, there's a man in need, and you are the only one who can help him. And so Isabel gets back into the game and starts helping him and opens her home to him. But she turns Mosley away. She's the one who let him go, and his job as the butler was to bring her lunch, and she said, no, I can eat off the tray, but now she has a guest in her home.
Yeah.
Somebody else living there, and she's starting to return to normal life.
But he is only there for... How long is he there?
How long?
He's gone.
Mostly, right.
No. The other guy that was in her house.
Yes, but because she's out in the world again, she's no longer closed in mourning. She's going to be having guests in her home.
That's true.
And doing things, unless they make her move away or something. But
I don't know if this is overall my feeling about the upstairs crew. I don't know what they're going to do with her character. Not that she doesn't have any identity outside of her son, but she was really just kind of there, on the periphery with him. There was not a lot of storylines that centered directly around her, and even the ones that did were not, in my opinion, the most interesting ones, because I just get tired of activists. It just wears on me. And when that's all that you do, you just have a project that you're working on. No, I like it. But upstairs people are not interesting to me right now. Not that much. And I was going to save this to the end, but basically, and we can go through the whole thing, but the Carson and Mrs. Hughes scene toward the end was the best thing from the whole episode. And I turned to Kevin and said, if this was, I would just watch the Carson show. Like, I just want to know what happened. I just want to follow him around. I want to know all of this, and clearly Mrs. Hughes, she's, boy, I don't know. I love the two of them together, not necessarily romantically or anything, but just the relationship that they have, and
she has a great way of hitting the nail on the head. Because when she talked to Carson about it, she said, this is an open wound.
Yeah.
And you need to, it's your responsibility to cover it up and make it heal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, that's Claire. You heard that. She's in the other room.
We have other guests today. Let's see, who haven't we talked about?
We kind of hit on Lord Grantham a little bit, but just silly man. I'm not liking him.
I want season 3 Lord Grantham back, please. He can be irritable. He can have an opinion. But I won't see.
He just makes like idiotic decisions, and like the fact that it's just there's nothing surprising about the fact that they were falling into ruin, really,
right
under him. There's nothing surprising about it because I think he's got really bad business instincts. So I don't think he's the kind of guy who would survive if he had to make it on his own.
Right.
Just not liking him. Not liking the way that he
got mad at Bates because of Anna. He chewed him out.
Yeah. Come on! Your information is coming from who?
Thomas, but Thomas is the hero now. Thomas saved us from the very evil Nanny West.
That one was awful.
Oh my god. 3 stars in the first hour? No way.
I had no idea that it was going to be that bad. I thought it was just Thomas has found another person that, doesn't like him. Wow. And, I'm back to where I get sympathetic for Thomas and then I get reeled right back in and not a fan. But I didn't think that there was anything really wrong with her. And I don't think he had any clue that there was anything actually wrong with her. It's just that she wasn't going to put up with him in the way that he was. I think we're giving Thomas too much credit if we think that he knew she was like, stay away,
right.
Oh my goodness.
Tainted
she was terrifying.
Chauffeur's daughter, yes.
Oh wow.
No, I knew something was wrong with her when she wouldn't allow Thomas to touch the child. She didn't know him, and I understand not letting strangers, blah, blah, but obviously he wasn't a stranger, and he explained that to her, but she still didn't care. And then she wouldn't let Isabel see her grandchild. Not going to work. And then...
But see, that's kind of weird. Like, I don't understand why she would mind Thomas touching Sybil's baby. Because that is who he was trying to...
Exactly.
Because... Who cares? If it's the little trash chauffeur's kid, who cares if...
But I think that's why. I think she didn't want anybody giving her any kind of affection or love. I think she was just...
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Trying to turn her into a psychopath.
But then you don't let... Okay, I'm sorry, but... Why would Isabel even listen to the nanny?
That's a really good question.
It's my grandchild.
I know.
I don't care what you say.
Activist Isabel.
Yeah. But when why can I never think of her name? Lord Grantham's wife. Cora. When Cora walked in and heard all that. Oh.
Good girl, Cora.
Wow. She's lucky she was just turned out on the street.
She is.
Because probably worse things. I hate to think what was actually going on up there.
Right.
And at least they didn't let it go any further.
I think that's probably like the one moment I'm so glad that Cora's an American. That she wouldn't have put up with it, or I'm not saying the British would have put up with it or made an excuse. But I'm just saying, she just went straight to the bell, just called him, just sent her out. It was just, there was no decorum to be had. It was just, we're done with you.
Yeah.
So I was grateful that she had the courage to take care of the kids like that.
Yeah, well, so she's gone. They're going to find a new nanny.
Should already have one. That was an hour into the show.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
Good grief.
Yeah.
My sense of time was a little skewed.
When it took an hour for Mary to cry, that bothered me. I wanted to cry with her. It took an hour for us to cry together. But that was good.
Oh, we have not even talked about living in sin and
yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. No, who is this Edith? She went into his office to resign because she found out he was married and flirting with her.
You made such a great point whenever, I think you tweeted something about, this is Edith that quit her job because this farmer was getting too friendly with her.
But now we're just, it's so exciting and wild to be with a man in public. Kiss me now.
It's just a full, like, Jane Eyre situation that he's got going on there.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a crazy wife up in the attic, and he's got to get rid of her, which, in some ways I understand, because, like, if I don't know. I'm not going to get into, like, discussions of whether or not
for
that's
better or worse.
Yeah.
In sickness and in health. And I started to really worry as the episode went on. I thought, it made sense for him to get a divorce so that Edith doesn't live in sin. But then the more I started thinking about it, I started thinking about the woman in the asylum. I was thinking, if he divorces her, who's going to take care of her? In 1922?
I bet he's still going to, I bet he would pay for it.
Who's responsible?
No, at that point in time, I bet even if he divorced her,
he's not going to go visit her because
he won't go visit her. But I bet he will pay all of her medical bills. I bet she's taken care of.
I doubt he's visiting her now.
No,
if he's
not.
ready to just move on and
he's not visiting her.
Flirt with the first thing in his skirt. I don't have any respect for him. But I was this close. Now, I don't like Sir Anthony, but I was this close to wondering if maybe he dodged a bullet. Edith is a hot mess.
Well, what's going to happen to them if he goes and they're going to become, or does she, no, just him. He's going to become a German citizen. Oh, I see where this is going. Oh, the dog is growling at me. Did you hear that?
Was that Claire?
Yeah.
She doesn't like him either.
Apparently not.
She doesn't like Germany in 1930. What's
that about? It's like upstairs, downstairs, and I wonder if it's going to go that direction, because I don't remember the names of any of the people in that show, because it's not as great, I don't think, as Downton Abbey, and by that I mean the second upstairs, downstairs. I've never seen the first one. But they, the guy has to go retrieve, what's her name, the sister, from somebody in Germany.
Yes. And then he starts an affair with her.
Right, because that's what you do, apparently. You got a girl in Germany. I don't know, but yeah, this is going to be bad. I predict, how many years are we away from things really lighting up over there? And they move that far in the show fairly quickly. So, yeah. Edith's going to die in Germany.
Oh my.
Yeah. We may not see it, but that's what happens. That's what happens.
You just want to root for them, and then they go and do crap like that.
I wanted her to, and I still want her to, I would like her to be happy. I just think this is maybe not what it is.
Right. Oh well, and I would like to see more of her writing. As a writer, I'd like to hear more about what she actually does, and not the society, Edith.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know how word hasn't gotten around to her family. I honestly.
But some of the looks that her dad was giving her, like when she was at breakfast and talking about going down there, whatever.
Oh, he was just being season 1 Lord Grantham.
You don't think he was, like, because he kind of twitched his paper like when she said something like.
I don't think it was about him. I think it was about his expectation for Edith.
Okay, newspaper.
Yep. So, well, your daughter has to marry somebody. So.
Somebody, and you haven't managed to find.
Yep.
Well, the will.
OMG. I'm going to text out loud. What kind of a lawyer doesn't make a will? And the minute that thing fell out, I went, Shazam! It's the will!
I thought that the plot point was a little bit contrived. But, come on, really?
6 months to pack up his stuff at the office.
I mean, are you
6 months?
Really? That's not how those things happen.
Or is it just 1922? Is it because we live in 2013?
I don't think it is.
Maybe the lawyers went on vacation.
I just don't believe it. What about this could not have happened 3 months after he was dead?
I don't know.
I don't understand needing to put it 6 months later. And
They must have a plan. But this part is
I
confusing.
think you're putting too much faith in this writer.
Well, they've come through before, so I'm trying to have faith. I love loyalty. What can I say?
I know you do.
But I lose my loyalty for the individual character, so.
Yeah.
From episode to episode. Wasn't it like 2 episodes ago that Edith was like my BFF?
Yeah.
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 And now we owe a debt to Thomas.
I wonder what's going to become of him. And Rose. What's going to happen with Rose?
Sweet, sweet, stupid Rose. You know, it's her fault that Edna is at Downton Abbey now. Because she had good intentions, she was trying to do the right thing, but because she wasn't very bright and she doesn't know enough to know the signals, and Cora did. Oh, I need to go to Ripon. She asked Lady Grantham to go to Ripon to interview her. That was crazy. So.
I was confused because I was feverish at the time when I was watching the show. Which maid this was. I was terrified that it was the one who had hit on Lord Grantham.
Right, no. She was at least nice. And she had some values.
But it's not. It's, as you said in a tweet. Say it with exactly the words that you tweeted.
I remember 2 of the words.
Like, Branson, no shirt.
Shirtless, no knock. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yep. What's her motive? Why is she coming back?
You know, look how horrible she looks for a start. Now, why is she leaving the high life where she's chasing all these men and going and getting what she wants to become this Orion? I don't understand.
I'm concerned. And now they're conniving, like, trying to do stuff with you. Why are you messing with the Bates? Because they're
gonna rue the day. They're gonna rue the day they mess with Mrs. Bates.
Is Thomas ever gonna get what's coming to him?
I think he kind of does every now and then get what's coming to him.
But not enough to just make him stop being...
Are you thinking a good public lynching or what?
I'm wondering at this point if anything other than death will make me happy. No, I don't want that. I want him to lose his job, and I want him to lose it and lose it for good. And
he's got a lot of the spoiled Mary, poor little me thing going on too.
And I get.
Everybody owes me something.
Nobody owes you anything.
Because the world has been mean to me.
Try to make it in America with that attitude. Because you know that's where you'll end up.
Oh, well. So, we were talking about Rose, and I changed the subject. I apologize.
Okay. Jennifer has tons of notes, and as always, I took mine 2 seconds before we started recording.
Well, I'm a much bigger nerd than you are.
I was sick. If you recall, was cheering for Lavinia's death. And, 2 seasons ago, and ended up with something flu-like in the middle, right before the premiere. It was awful.
I should be wearing a gas mask today, but I'm trying to be nice.
I bleached everything. You're probably okay.
Okay.
Nobody else in the house has gotten sick.
This is the only thing I've touched.
And that was clean.
Okay.
This is my downstairs set.
We're doing the downstairs thing today. Do you
like
it?
We're in my kitchen. And yeah, we probably should have talked about that. The setting is a little different. Mostly because I wanted to try something new. And
kind of like Mrs. Patmore. We're in Mrs. Patmore's place, but we're trying something new, like she's trying electric appliances. I think she broke it on purpose, is what I think.
Do you think so?
I think she broke it on purpose, but
Now, did she break the whole thing or just the bowl?
I don't know.
Because it looked like it didn't even come with its own bowl. Like it was just one that you put a bowl under. Oh, Mrs. Padmore. I love her. She's great. And she's right. It's things like that that's going to turn this into a, you know,
Put them all out of work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Completely, you know, revolutionize the way that things are done.
And Lord Grantham will still be sitting there in his library with no money. Okay, back to Rose. We've been trying to talk about Rose.
Yes. Rose. The dance.
Sweet dumb Rose. Yes. But she's got Anna on her side because she did Anna a favor last episode before we lost Matthew. Well, not BC, anyway. I couldn't say it, I just can't. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, so she did Anna a favor, taught Anna how to dance.
Yeah.
And now they're pals, and Anna, she turns to Anna.
I have to say that I love the life, even though I don't really care for her, I love the life that she brings into the house because I never heard any of the other girls listening to music.
Yes!
And she's like in her pajamas and just
on the bed, looking at magazines, playing with her hair.
I identify with that.
Yes!
So, and I know it's like changing times or whatever. And how old is she now?
I don't know, you tell us.
Somebody tell us how old Rose is because I don't know. I like what she brings to the show. So what's going to happen here? Are they forming their own little, you know, will they be a little coalition, the two of them?
I'm sure that they will be.
Is that a good idea for Anna, though?
Rose is going to need Anna.
The only thing that I hope that they don't pursue anything here with, like, the fact that Mr. Bates can't dance, and Anna likes to dance, and let's go dancing. Don't do that to me.
They're too madly in love. They won't do that. Okay. But I was a little bit concerned about Miss Rose. I didn't fully understand why Anna didn't send Sam packing herself, why she went to go get Rose so that Rose could make things worse. You don't say goodbye to a guy by kissing him. That's not how you say goodbye. That's hello.
No, that's not what I was thinking about. Oklahoma, hello.
Oklahoma, hello.
Yep.
We know
Google Oklahoma, hello.
We know how to say hello here.
Yeah. Yes, hello.
That was so. I'm sure, and they gave this
character
like a name.
I know, and
so he's not going away.
I like him a little bit.
They haven't killed him. Oh, I started liking him when he came to see her at the house until she opened her mouth and started talking, and he did this.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
He did that.
I didn't see
and
that.
I went, oh, you did not. Oh, no. Eyes up here. Thank you. Eyes right here.
I didn't see.
Well,
I believe you.
Rose didn't either because she's, like that, but.
Okay, you may see it's on in the background right now. Anyway, like between the plant and the candle. But probably obscured by my head. So, I'll watch it later. I don't know. I don't know what do I want to happen with her.
I'd like to see her be happy. I'd like to see her engage in the times and bring the modern times into Downton Abbey.
I think we're going to see some serious drama with her and this new butler who comes in, or footman, whatever he is, that comes in. And I don't know anything about race relations in the UK at any time period. So, do you?
No.
Okay. So I can't. I don't know what to expect. So, next week,
Mary's going to be learning about some cows and corn. Yeah. It's very Oklahoma meets Great Britain.
Yeah.
Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wear my cowboy boots next episode.
Oh, I'll do it too.
Okay.
Yay. Woohoo. I forgot you got yourself some some boots.
Santa bought them last year.
Yeah, that's right.
They're awesome.
Boots are wonderful. I wore some on a plane to New York recently.
New York City.
People automatically, I got looks.
As long as you scrape the cow pie off your boots.
These are like, I legitimately have been in a cattle lot with these boots. It's not just like for fashion. I need to get some that
practical.
Are, yes, they're cute, but they're practical cowgirl boots. And I need some that are, you probably think I need something blingy, don't you?
I say whatever your personal style is.
You're always trying to bling me out, and I don't think that I'm much of a blinger.
Very understated.
I am understated.
And that's a good thing.
Oh, thank you.
I can be the Rose, you can be the Mary.
See, look at my purple tea.
It's purple.
I'm not Mary. I don't want to be Mary. I think I'm Sybil, but she's dead.
Sybil's dead.
The actress is going to be in a new movie coming out soon.
Well, good.
And it looks pretty good.
So. We want to see her. We want to see more of those actors and actresses. But we want them to stay in the show, please.
And I hope that whatever gamble they took getting out of the show pays off for them.
Right.
I don't have a good feeling about Dan Stevens. I may eat my words, but I don't feel like this will... Have you seen him since he came to Hollywood?
I really haven't. I've been staying away from anything Downton Abbey related since last year. I didn't want to spoil anything.
Look at him all scruffy, his hair is dark, and he's
gone American.
Really thin. Yeah, it's like...
I'm American.
What's something... Ugh, American.
This is why we watch British TV.
Well...
But before we go, real quick.
Yes, okay. Oh, what do you have? What do you have?
I brought you your Christmas gift.
I have a Christmas gift for you, too. Hold on. I wonder if Claire was growling in her sleep.
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is like it's our tradition now, I think.
Because we didn't get to do a pre-Christmas episode.
I know, we intended to, but it
didn't happen.
It was nuts.
There we go.
Oh.
And I didn't get any tissue paper in yours, so you just get your gift just off the top. So you go first.
Here's how it has feathers on
Feather boa baby.
Oh my goodness. You and feather boas. And I'm not going to go any further than that.
I'm trying to convert you. I'm trying to convert her. Please nail feather boas to Elizabeth Michelle.
They're a plague like glitter is the plague. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I do another show with another friend named Jolene. All my friends' names start with J.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Everybody. Growing up, Jessica, Jennifer. No, I mean like all of my friends were Jessica, Jennifer, and another Jennifer.
Yes.
And now another Jennifer, and a Jolene.
Someday my name will be like my grandmother's name. People will look at me and go, that's the oldest name. Whoa.
It just screams I was born in the 70s or 80s. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You first.
Okay. This looks amazing. It's Williams Sonoma Artisan Hot Chocolate Toasted Almond. I will have some of this like immediately. Okay. What else is in here? Okay. And tissue.
You're so fun to shop for.
Keep calm and blow your nose. I needed this like 3 days ago.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
We should have had
I don't even remember what I got you now. So I hope it's nothing embarrassing. If it's embarrassing, I'm just going to cut it. And
you needed something to go with your tea towel.
Oh, that's right. Keep calm and carry on. Look at that. I'll put it right here. I'm about to get a new kitchen table. I love this, by the way. Guys, can you see this?
She has a very special tea towel that came from across the pond.
Yeah, my mom, I never talked about this on here, did we? I received my inheritance, my birthright, My mom has saved tea towels from Princess Diana and Prince Charles's wedding for me. She had kept them since I was a kid. I don't think she didn't give them like whenever it happened, but I love this jumper. I'm gonna get it. Huh? Yeah.
A teapot on there.
And I'm gonna get a new kitchen table soon too. So perfect. It is perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I need a cozy. I need a tea cozy.
You do need a tea cozy.
How do I not have a tea cozy?
Let's do that.
Oh, I love it.
Very, very pretty. Ooh.
Oh, I went fancy on the cards this year. Not really. They weren't like.
Oh. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Christmas blessings to you too.
Yeah, and it's like everything all matched.
It's
not
beautiful.
on purpose, but
And then there's the matching envelope.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. And then it's so gorgeous.
That's a reused bag.
Pretty little gold paper. Uh-oh.
I don't remember what I got you. Oh, it's that! Yes! Did I put anything else in there? Yeah. Yeah.
I've been
story.
drooling over your pictures on the internet, and now I have one of my own again.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, show them what it is. Okay, this is a T Fury shirt. Nanny Who is what it's called. And so, it's got the TARDIS in it, and it's got clouds, and it's got what appears to be Mary Poppins, but it also goes along with, what is it, the Snowman episode?
I think so.
With Clara?
Yes.
Yeah.
The new companion.
And look,
It looks like Jenna.
there's a fez. There's a fez on the parrot's head on the umbrella.
Oh my gosh.
It's
I'm wearing
it's
this
wonderful.
today. I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
And then she got me my very favorite chocolates in the world, the Lindt chocolates. Oh my gosh. The truffles, the Linder truffles.
Have you had the white chocolate ones? It's like a butter ball. It's like
Yes.
just straight butter, and it's wonderful.
Pure amazingness. Yes.
So,
Well, thank you.
oh, you're welcome.
And thank you for being here. We so appreciate you sharing your time with us and a cup of tea.
And it's been great, and I don't know where you'll see us next. I don't know if we'll be here. I don't know because
TARDIS.
maybe.
Highclere Castle.
Oh, man.
If we had a TARDIS, we could go to Highclere Castle.
Yes, we could, or anywhere else. Off the subject, these people don't care. Maybe they will. Did you know that in my town, on the far west side of town, there is a home where someone has built what appears to be a hobbit hole
No.
out in front. And I thought at first that I think it's got to be connected to their house, that maybe it's their tornado shelter. It absolutely looks like they've built themselves like a hobbit home
We need to go visit it.
in the hillside. Yeah, it's crazy. I hope that that's what they intended, and because it's just great. And I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings, much to Jennifer's dismay, but yeah, a little
We'll go see it. We'll
field trip. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll call this one good, and see you all
Next week.
time.
Watch Downton Abbey. Come back and see us again. And visit our blogs, because we will chat further about this conversation on our blogs.
Yes, and I think soon we'll have a blog for this.
Wow. Pretty fancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe it will be purple.
Moving on upstairs.
All right. Bye.
Bye.